It's a tale as old as time, of heroes and villains, of individuals looking to get justice, and of corporate greed getting in the way. Because you may think that you have a strong case, but Nintendo's lawyers are always stronger. So before we continue, a little recapping is necessary to get all of you up to speed in case you haven't heard of this one. In what was yet another lawsuit against Nintendo, this time regarding the ever-present drift in the Nintendo Switch Joycon controllers, a group of mothers sued the Japanese behemoth for selling faulty hardware. However, Nintendo was able to shoot it down due to the fact that the EULA, which is the End User License Agreement, includes a waiver on pursuing any class action lawsuits against the company. But here's the catch. The agreement was only legally viable if you were 18 or above, which is actually an important detail in this case. Because as it turns out, the mothers had chosen to get their children to file a lawsuit instead of themselves, in an effort to bypass the agreement. And their lawyers have claimed that the children cannot be bound to the terms of the EULA because of their age. So anyways, this fiasco was back in March 2022. Only recently though, a new development has confirmed that Nintendo ended up winning the lawsuit after all. So anyways, this fiasco was back in March 2022. Only recently though, a new development has confirmed that Nintendo ended up winning the lawsuit after all because, as it turns out, that even though the lawsuit was filed by the kids, the real owners of the device are the adults themselves, thus ensuring that the EULA is still valid. So this marks yet another victory for Nintendo. As many of you already know, the company is pretty infamous when it comes to legal action, dropping the hammer on anyone who even so much as thinks to create something using their IP. And this behavior has rightfully earned them a bit of a reputation. Projects cancelled due to Nintendo's interference, such as the fan-made Mario 64 PC port and AM2R, are still fresh in people's minds, and people have learned not to cross the company. And as for the issue at hand, the Joy-Con drift has been a pretty rampant problem with the Switch ever since it came out. Improvements have been made gradually though, and anecdotally, even the Switch OLED used by one of our writers here at Xputer has remained pretty sturdy with no issues even a full year later. Plus, complaints have reduced drastically ever since Nintendo announced their free repair program, which is essentially what it says on the tin. You send your drifty Joy-Con over to a repair center, and in a few days' time, you'll get it fixed as good as new. But we can all learn a little something from this story. A, that you probably shouldn't involve your kids for a weird lawsuit against one of the biggest corporations in the world, and B, always read your contract.